Welcome back. This is part 2 of our trip through Dorset. If you've not watched part 1, you might want to go back and start there. Come along while we explore some adorable seaside towns, learn what a tide island is, and view the dramatic coastline of Dorset. Hi, we're Catherine and Edward. We met 13 years ago when we were both on round-the-world adventures. Since then, I moved from New York to join Edward in London, and we've been traveling as much as possible ever since. A few years ago, we started filming our adventures and thought it would be fun to share them with you. They're a bit rough around the edges, and not everything goes quite to plan. However, every minute is fun. It was time to move on, and our first stop of the day was Lyme Regis. We had a lovely breakfast overlooking the sea. Lyme Regis was adorable, but most of the attractions were shut, and it was too early to explore the historic pubs, so we didn't end up sticking around for very long. Edward's natural habitat, the butchers.
I like a sausage, what can I say?
The most terrifying road in Britain. How are you doing?
Yeah, glad to come down here.
After a bit of confusion and a 100-point turn to get back on track, we found the prehistoric Eggardon Hill Fort. The views were astounding, and I regretted that we didn't bring a packed lunch with us. Soon we were back on the one-lane roads, which are always Edward's favorite to drive on. Is it old-fashioned party cake? Well, all I've been allowed to do is basically run the length of it.
We've got tiny little legs, is it?
What do you think of Weymouth?
That's alright.
What do you want to do here? What could possibly be in this weird structure? Sandcastles.
It's not so much this side.
It's quite pretty when you're coming up from that road and you look over here, you see the King's Arms and all the coloured houses in the back.
But the woman lives in was going, Dave, get out there, get out there. Everyone else has painted their house. Off, I'm not doing it. But we're the only one on the street that ain't painted. Off, I'm not doing it. Not doing it, that's the end of it. It's like, Dave, we're going to be the only people on the street that ain't got a painted house. Worse to that effect. You recorded all that, didn't you?
In the distance, you can see some of the cruise lines, cruise ships?
Yeah, cruise liners.
That have nowhere to go right now. There's another couple over here.
Ah! I'll tell you where it is. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Is it cold?
Just let me get out of the water.
Is it cold?
Jesus Christ. Oh. Yes, it is cold.
How's it going?
How's it going? It's alright, it's nice and sunny. 65 degrees, got my flip-flops on.
There's no one on this beach.
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah. Tuesday at 9:30. Challenging aspects of this beach is that you have to climb through a lot of rocks to get out, and per usual, we have on flip-flops.
It's not easy, is it? Past the path. I think we're in the long way.
You can have a relaxing day today as long as I get to see this Roman temple. Although how they've extrapolated that picture from that, I don't know.
I'm a big fan of the big horse.
Huh? Oh yeah. Good spot.
That night, we watched the sun go down while trying our best to protect our dinner from the seagulls. We woke up to a sky that threatened rain, so we rushed out to explore the dramatic coast of the Tide Island of Portland.
So here we are at Portland Castle, which I've just learned is almost definitely an island. This is Henry VIII's island stronghold.
According to the all-knowing Wikipedia, Portland is a tide island. This is when an island is connected to the mainland by a small spit of land or sand.
What do you think of Portland Castle?
It's alright.
Henry VIII's engineers designed Portland Castle as an artillery fort with heavy guns to defend against attacks and landings from the sea. Its garrison worked with the men of Sandfoot Castle, another new gun fort on the opposite side of the Portland Harbor. I found dinner. According to a sign on the wall, in order to defend the kitchen, they would shoot out of the little round bits at the end of the windows. See there, and there's one here. Up we go. Per usual, this is Edward's favorite part of the tour.
The toilet.
Yeah. Chesil Beach. It's windy. It's sticking in my eye.
Yeah, it's extremely windy, but it's about 60 degrees. Spitting. Not absolutely raining yet, but anyway, it's an amazing view of Weymouth Harbour and famous Chesil Beach, marina and everything else. We're going to go and have a look at the Olympic rings in a minute. Over here,
Oh, don't forget the Washington Monument.
the Washington Monument over there, and Stonehenge over there.
Washington Monument. Not the Washington Monument. In 2012, all the sailing was done down here in the Olympics, for the Olympics. How does the Stonehenge compare to the other one?
It's alright.
What do you think?
It's alright.
The dead cat keeps
It's a bit blowing.
views from the tip of Portland were rugged and wild. I don't think that I'd ever seen anything quite like it. This country is full of surprises. I could have spent all day watching the waves crash against the rocks.
Will we make it up this massive hill to get to Chesil Beach? To be continued.
What do you think of the view?
It's fantastic!
I was going to say it's alright.
So windy, my breath keeps getting stolen.
After a very windy morning, we headed back to Weymouth and got there just as the rain arrived. That night, we had a lovely Italian dinner at a nearby restaurant. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you like exploring seaside towns as much as we do. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to follow along with our adventures. It's the view from our B&B in Weymouth. Really very nice.
Can you fix my hair in post?
No,
Can you fix my red face in post?
no,
You can, you liar.
maybe.
That's it.
Finally, a room to ourselves. I'm not used to being in castles where it's crowded. Did you hurt yourself?